Welcome to Echoes of Love. Tonight, we're diving into a tale of passion, betrayal, and the thirst for revenge that will leave you questioning everything. But be warned, once you step into this world, there's no turning back. If you're hooked, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new story of love and vengeance. And if you have your own, share it in the comments. We might just turn your real-life tale into a video, with your name featured. Let's dive in. Blood roared in my ears as the doctor's voice echoed through the chaos of the delivery room. I was barely clinging to life, body split open, pain ripping me apart, when the nurse whispered words that burned into my soul. "Your husband isn't here. He left." At that exact moment, Ethan, my husband, the man I had nearly died to give a child to, was at another woman's wedding. And not just anyone's. Lily, his childhood sweetheart, my rival, the woman he claimed he had never stopped loving. As I screamed and fought for my life, he stormed into that wedding hall, tore her out of another man's arms, and called it destiny. By the time I was wheeled out pale and trembling, Ethan was gone, and I was no longer his wife, no longer his choice, just a discarded vessel he had abandoned at the edge of death. That was the day I died. That was also the day fate gave me another chance. When I opened my eyes again, the world had spun backward. I was no longer on the delivery bed drenched in sweat and blood. I was standing in the noisy, crowded train station from years ago. Ethan's angry eyes locked on me, his suitcase in hand, Lily by his side. The exact moment when they had once planned to run away together. "Chloe, stop bothering me," he snapped. "Today I'm leaving with Lily, no matter what." In my past life, I had begged him. I had argued about his future, his education, his parents, even Lily's dignity, thinking I was saving him, saving them both. I thought I was doing a good deed, but all I did was sign my own death sentence. This time, I smiled coldly. "Then go," I said. "I won't stop you. I hope you and Lily stay together forever. Don't look back." For the first time, Ethan froze, his face a mix of disbelief and confusion. He had expected tears, screaming, persuasion. Instead, I let him go as lightly as if he were nothing. That's when I knew. This was no longer about saving him. This was about saving myself. I turned and walked away without a trace of regret. But destiny doesn't untangle so easily. A week later, the college entrance exams loomed, the very test that had once determined my ruined path. In my first life, I had collapsed with stomach pain and barely scraped into a second-rate college. I had blamed bad luck. Now, with rebirth sharpening my eyes, I saw the truth. The morning of the exam, Ethan's father, kind, gentle, always pretending to treat me like his own daughter, waited outside my door with a breakfast bag. "Chloe," he said warmly, "Ethan may have disappointed us, but you're different. I've always thought of you as family. Eat this and do well today." In my last life, I had been touched to tears and ate it. Hours later, I was crippled by pain in the exam hall. I had thought it was fate. This time, I accepted the bag with a smile, slipped it into my backpack untouched, and after the exam, sent it straight to a lab. 2 weeks later, the truth was revealed. Powdered into the food was a drug meant to cause diarrhea. Subtle enough to avoid suspicion, strong enough to ruin my performance. I felt my stomach twist, not from poison, but from rage. So that was how they had stolen my future. My score came back flawless, ranking me the top student in the city. Paying university wanted me. Singwa was within reach. The life I had lost was now mine again. And the Chen family? They were collapsing. Ethan hadn't even taken the exam, wasting away in some rented room with Lily. His parents' faces turned pale as their neighbors celebrated their children's success, while whispers of my perfect score spread like wildfire. But humiliation wasn't enough. I needed truth, justice. So I told my parents everything: the poisoned breakfast, the sabotage, the betrayal. We gathered the evidence, lab results, medical records, the surveillance footage of Mr. Chen delivering the food, and neighbors who remembered Mrs. Chen spreading rumors about my sickness that day. When the police confronted them, Mr. Chen smirked arrogantly. "So what? It was just a laxative, a little mistake. At most, we'll pay a fine. Don't act like it's the end of the world." I stared at him, remembering how I had once called this man father. My voice shook, not with fear, but with fury. "You ruined a girl's future for your son's pride. You call that a mistake?" He sneered, unrepentant. "My son is destined for greatness. I won't let a girl outshine him, especially not the daughter of my boss." At that moment, I saw it clearly. Ethan's selfishness, his mother's cruelty, his father's cowardice. They were all the same, poisonous roots. And I had been a fool who tried to water the weeds. The case went to court. Compensation was demanded. Reputation was stripped away. Mr. Chen lost his job. Their once proud family was dragged into the mud, just as they had dragged me. And yet, it wasn't over, because Ethan came back. 1 month later, broke, desperate, clinging to Lily's hand like a drowning man, he returned to his parents' door. Lily's stomach was already swollen. "Mom, Dad," Ethan said proudly, "this is Lily, my girlfriend. She's pregnant. We'll raise this child together." The room exploded in chaos. Mrs. Chen wailed like she was burying her son alive. Mr. Chen threatened to beat him. Lily clung to Ethan's arm, pale but defiant. Through the walls, I heard everything. Their shouts, their curses, their misery. And for the first time into lifetimes, I felt nothing but calm. They were tearing each other apart. And me? I was free. Or so I thought. Because destiny has a way of circling back, and Ethan wasn't finished with me. Not by a long shot. I thought I was finally free. With the Chen family consumed by their own disgrace, I could focus on my studies, my new life, and the future I had once been robbed of. But freedom has a price, and Ethan Chen refused to let me walk away so easily. It began quietly at first. Anonymous whispers online, strange comments under school posts, rumors that I had cheated on the exam, that my scores were too good to be real. I ignored them at first. After all, the truth doesn't bend just because someone screams louder. But then Ethan reappeared. One night, I opened my phone to see a live stream headline screaming across the screen, "Chloe, the top student who destroyed my family." And there he was, Ethan Chen, my childhood friend, my betrayer, sitting in front of a cheap camera, Lily weeping pitifully beside him. "Everyone," he began solemnly, "I was once a promising student, top of my class, but Chloe was always jealous. She had feelings for me, but I loved Lily. Out of spite, she framed me, forced me to run away, ruined my exam, ruined my life. My father even lost his job because of her lies. We were an ordinary family, but she crushed us. Now we have nothing." Lily's tears fell like rain. Ethan's parents appeared behind them, clothes wrinkled, faces hollow, performing misery for the world. My hands shook with fury. They weren't just trying to humiliate me, they were trying to rewrite the truth. But then came the final blow. Ethan released our old chat logs. Messages from years ago, when I had been young and naive, when I had once cared about him, once asked gently about Lily, once tried to guide him back to school. Out of context, those words painted me as a jealous, bitter girl scheming to separate lovers. The audience ate it up. Comments flooded in. So she was jealous all along. Destroying someone's family just because he didn't love you. Disgusting. Top student? She doesn't deserve it. My phone buzzed with notifications, strangers spitting venom at me, calling me names I couldn't bear to repeat. And then came the message, from Ethan himself. "Chloe, I know you were reborn too. Don't pretend. But this time, you can't stop me and Lily. You owe me. You ruined my life. Now it's time to pay it back. 100,000. That's all I want. Give me the money, and I won't drag you down. Refuse, and I'll take you with me. I don't fear death, but you have everything to lose." For a moment, the world tilted. Reborn? Ethan too? No wonder his eyes looked different. No wonder he struck so quickly without hesitation. He remembered, just like me. But instead of using his second chance to fix his life, he had chosen to repeat the same mistakes, to sink even deeper into filth. I stared at his message, then laughed bitterly. "Ethan Chen, even rebirth can't save you. You'll still rot in the same gutter." But the danger was real. His lies were spreading fast, poisoning public opinion. If I stayed silent, my reputation, my hard-earned future, everything I had rebuilt would collapse. So I made a choice. If he wanted war, I would fight. The following week, I went live for the first time. My heart hammered in my chest, but I forced myself to meet the camera with steady eyes. "Many of you have heard rumors about me," I began softly. "That I was jealous, that I schemed against Ethan, that I destroyed his family. Tonight, I'll tell you the truth, and I'll show you proof." Then one by one, I released Ethan's threatening messages, his demands for money, his threats to ruin me if I didn't pay. Every word, every demand, exposed to the light. Gasps filled the comment feed. The audience shifted, doubt creeping into their tone. And then I dropped the final blow. Some of you wonder if I was responsible for Ethan's ruined future. But let's ask the person who was actually there. On cue, Lily appeared not beside Ethan, but beside me. Her face was battered, her arms bruised, her eyes hollow, and in her arms a baby, tiny, fragile, crying softly. "Ethan," she whispered into the camera, "you told me to run away with you. You told me to lie about Chloe. You told me to say she framed you. I obeyed you. And now look at me. Look at what you've done." Her voice broke. She lifted her sleeve, revealing fresh welts, the imprint of a belt buckle. The audience erupted. Shock, fury, sympathetic tears. For the first time, the tide turned, but Ethan wasn't finished. That very night, he stormed home drunk, a belt in his hand, and began to beat Lily while still live streaming, his rage blinding him to the camera blinking red in the corner. I arrived just in time. With me were reporters, neighbors, and my lawyer. We kicked the door open, exposing Ethan mid-swing, Lily bleeding, his mother clapping like it was entertainment. The scene went viral instantly. The mighty victim, Ethan Chen, revealed as a violent abuser before millions. The police came swiftly, dragging him away in handcuffs. He screamed my name until his voice cracked, promising revenge, swearing I had ruined him. But I wasn't afraid anymore, because for the first time, justice was mine. And yet, even then, even after prison walls closed around him, Ethan's eyes still clung to me, as though I were not his victim, but his obsession. Sirens sliced the night open, and for a second I thought they were coming for me. They weren't. They were coming for Ethan, the man who turned his grief into a weapon and pointed it at my life. News travels faster than truth, but evidence travels farthest. The live stream of his belt cracking across Lily's skin looped on every screen in the precinct. The officer who took my statement didn't look at me like a victim. He looked at me like a witness who had finally dragged daylight into a rotten room. Justice moves slowly until it doesn't. My lawyer filed for a protective order that night. Lily's photos were logged. The baby's cries were captured on the audio. And the cheap camera Ethan forgot to turn off, it became the nail in his own coffin. The internet flipped like a coin. Yesterday I was a jealous liar. Today I was poor Chloe. I didn't believe either version. Pity is just another prison, soft walls, same bars. I didn't want pity. I wanted air. Lily called me from a stairwell that smelled like mold and old secrets. "I'm taking my daughter south," she said. "I can't stay here." Her voice was wrecked but steady. "Help me leave clean. No more shame. No more chains. Law isn't love, but it can be a door." My lawyer laid it out simple. No marriage certificate. Both of them underage when this started. A child under 2 primary custody defaults to the mother. We filed, we stamped, we notarized. Then we bought a bus ticket in cash and used a back entrance like we were smuggling hope across a border. Ethan called from the holding cell, rage bottled and sloshing. "You think this ends me?" he hissed. "You think you win because you made me trend?" I didn't answer. He answered himself. "I remember everything. Don't you get it? I woke up too. I won't let you rewrite my life. Rebirth is a mirror. Some people use it to wash their face. Some people fog it up and punch their reflection. Ethan preferred glass in his knuckles. Mrs. Chen found me outside the courthouse with curses stuck to her teeth. "You poisoned my son's future," she spat. "You should have stopped him at the station." The lie had lived so long inside her it had learned to breathe. I didn't argue. The cruelest thing you can do to a lie is refuse to feed it. I packed my apartment in boxes that smelled like New Beginnings cardboard, ink, tape. My parents labeled the kitchen. I labeled the books. We were moving to Beijing for school. I'd done it. I was going where my mind could run and not be tripped. I should have felt invincible. I only felt alert. The threat came at dusk, when streets look like they can't decide between light and dark. A neighbor knocked, pale as chalk. "Mrs. Chen's husband is downstairs," she whispered. "He's got a knife." Fear is a fast teacher. My body remembered the self-defense class I took for an easy credit and a quiet promise to myself. Keep your stance. Don't grab the blade. Kick the wrist, not the weapon. I opened the stairwell door and found Mr. Chen shaking, wild-eyed, metal flashing in his fist. "You ruined my family," he roared, and the knife dipped as he lunged. My heel snapped forward, wrist, not weapon, and the blade clanged off concrete. He reached for anything he could throw. I reached for the only thing that mattered, the phone already calling the police. The camera in the hall caught everything: the attack, the disarm, the neighbors screaming. my voice steady as I gave the address. It was the same camera the building used to catch package thieves. Tonight it caught a confession. Some consequences feel like thunder. Some arrive like paperwork. Mr. Chen faced charges for assault with a deadly weapon. Ethan faced charges for intentional injury and domestic violence. Bail denied. Court dates set. I slept for 6 hours and dreamed of nothing. Peace isn't silence, it's absence. The trial wasn't a show. It was a stripped stage. Facts, dates, exhibits. The judge's eyes were tired but precise. The live stream clip played without sound, and somehow that made the violence louder. The medical report read like a map of a storm. My lab result from the exam day breakfast lay on top of a stack of forms like a small, sharp stone. Ethan tried to hold my gaze when they read the sentence. 1 year and 2 months. He mouthed my name like a curse. He'd learned to pray. When they read his father's time, his mother folded in on herself as if shame could hide her. Shame doesn't hide anyone. It only pins you to the floor. People asked me if I felt happy. Happiness is the wrong word. I felt alignment, like bones set back into their sockets after a long ache. Campus swallowed me whole and gently. Beijing air nipped my lungs awake. Lecture halls smelled like chalk and coffee. I bought a plant I kept alive. I bought a pen that didn't skip. I learned to say my own name without apologizing for the space it took. Therapy felt like prying my fists open. I talked about the delivery room, the white light, the empty door, the wound that wasn't just in my body. I talked about how love can be a story you write on a wall that keeps collapsing, and how sometimes revenge is just making sure the next wall is built straight. Then the prison requested a visitor's signature, and old habits reached up like weeds. I went anyway. Closure is a door you should open while you're still holding the knob. Ethan looked smaller, like the prison had done laundry with his body and shrunk it. His eyes were the same, glittering with that bright, hungry pride that eats everything it touches. "Chloe," he said, voice cracking on the edges, "help me hire a lawyer. Lily tricked me. I still love you." Love? The word sat between us like a broken instrument. You can't make music out of a lie. You can only make noise. "You had a second chance," I said quietly. "You used it to sharpen your cruelty. You could have studied, worked, disappeared, and rebuilt. You could have left me alone." I felt it then, the calm that comes when the emergency is finally over. "You didn't want a life. You wanted witnesses." He blinked, confused. People like Ethan don't understand life without an audience. They mistake attention for oxygen. "Find a lawyer yourself," I finished. "Breathe without me." I stood. His fingers twitched like he might reach for me through the glass, and then dropped. Pride, the last thing he owned, wouldn't let him beg twice. Outside, his mother sat on a low wall, lips moving around the same sentence like a rosary made of blame. "My son's life is ruined. How is he supposed to live now?" The first time I'd heard her say it, it had curled into my ribs and nested there. Now it slid off me. Pain that doesn't belong to you shouldn't live in your body. I walked past her, past the gate, past the tired guards scribbling names, and tilted my face toward the afternoon sun. It wasn't warm. It was clean, like light had edges, and I'd finally stepped into the right side of it. I don't romanticize suffering anymore. I don't call it fate or wisdom. I call it what it is: injury. And I call healing what it is: work. I moved into a small apartment with big windows and bought a kettle that whistled like it was proud of boiling. I pressed my palm to the glass each morning and said thank you to the version of me who let them go at the station. Not because she was saintly, but because she was done. I don't overdo kindness now. I don't try to outrun heaven or rewrite anyone's fate but my own. When people tell me they're storms, I hand them umbrellas. I don't climb into their weather and drown. Once, I believed love meant saving someone from themselves. Now I know love means saving yourself and trusting the other person will do their own climbing. If not, you let go before you both fall. Ethan will finish his sentence. His father will count days by ceilings. Lily will build a life somewhere the sky looks different, holding a child who doesn't know any of our names. Gossip will starve without fresh meat. And I will live a life that doesn't require an audience to be real. I close my notebook, cap my pen, and let the last line stand without decoration. I chose me, and the world did not end.